3, 2, 1.
Welcome everybody to Tonight in STEM. I'm your host, Juan. This is the show where I interview professionals in the field of, well, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Today I have a very special guest with me. I have somebody born from the Dominican Republic. She is a project manager, application system analyst at Serco. Betty Grullon, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you, Juan?
Good. Thank you. Thank you for your time. And how's everything been with you?
It's doing really well. I'm just enjoying work, the summer, New York City. It's just great.
That's awesome. So I guess we'll get started. So you were born in Dominican Republic. At what age did you come to the United States?
I came here in 1994. I was actually 14 years old.
14 years old. So let's see, that's before high school or after high school?
Um, yeah, I really came I came and I left.
Oh,
I
okay.
was
You didn't
actually
like
in
it
seventh grade.
here?
I didn't actually, and I
Oh,
went back
okay.
there and I did my high school there, and then I decided to come here to do in 1999 to do my college.
Okay. So what college did you attend?
I went to the City College of New York.
Okay, so that was straight. So you applied from the Dominican Republic to straight to is it CCYN NY?
CCNY. Yes,
CCNY.
well, I applied for City College, but of course I didn't have enough English.
Okay.
So they sent me to an immersion program for 6 months. After that, then they allow me to start into 2000.
And then were you already interested in so you're a software engineer, actually computer science
Yes.
from the
Well,
very beginning, or when did that happen?
It's an interesting story. When the only reason why I went to City College is because they were the only school that actually did engineering. That was supposed to be the best school. So I wanted to be a civil engineer.
Oh,
And
that's way
yes,
different from a civil to a computer science.
yes. So actually, my student advisor, and his name is Otto Marte. He's still in City College. He was the one who told me, "Don't you want to, do something in computer?" I'm like, "I don't think so." But it's funny. After I did my first class in, it was Engineering 101, I decided that engineering wasn't for me. So I was like, you know what, Otto? I believe I'm gonna try computer science.
Wow, so you made that jump. So what of engineering didn't you like?
Um, I don't know. I guess I felt like intimidated, but I guess, when you're in college and you take these first classes, such as Engineering 101, you don't know what to expect. And, I just didn't feel the connection with the class. Like
Okay.
I would say, this is something I want to do all my
Yes.
life. I thought that's what I wanted it, but it wasn't. And with
Yeah.
computer science, it was kind of hard, but it was still interesting. I felt connected with software development.
Huh. Also, well, to point out, yeah, you were a female in a field dominated by men. So how did you kind of was that a factor of engineering? Did you see more female computer science or?
Not really. Actually, there were more computer science, more engineering female students than computer science. So I kind of felt like the challenge when I was, in my group, I was like the only girl for like 2 years.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of obstacles did you have to overcome as the only kind of female? Were you you mentioned intimidated, but how was it approaching maybe other peers for help?
Um, I'm a very friendly person, so I didn't have much fear of asking the people that I feel comfortable with. But I did notice that certain, males, they looked at me different, and they actually kind of thought that I guess I wasn't good enough. And it's funny, there was this guy that when I was a senior, he tells me, "Oh my God, you're computer science? You so pretty. I thought you were a psychology major."
Oh,
And I
oh.
just looked at him like, am I supposed to be flattered about that?
Oh, wow. Well, hey, now you can say, hey, look, I graduated with a CS. That's awesome.
Yes.
What other things kind of helped you go through college? It's a difficult major. Um, was your family here? Were they supportive? How was that?
Yes, I actually live with my mother and my sister, and to mom, us going to school was our priority. She didn't ask us to work. She didn't ask us to do anything other than focus on graduating and do what we were supposed to do. So that was a great help. Like if I had to stay at City College studying overnight, she didn't get upset. She told me, Do what you have to do. I just want you to be who you want to be." And to me, that was, the best of both worlds. I got to do whatever I had to do to get there, and then I had the support of my mom and the rest of the family.
Okay, that's so yeah. So from my side, it's a little bit different. So my parents couldn't understand that I needed to put the extra time. All nighters, and because they kind of expected me to come home and help them with kind of the chores around the house or even their work. So my dad was a gardener, kind of go help him after, and that was a hard transition. So for you, you had the full support
Yes, I did.
throughout. So I know you were also involved in SHIP. Did that start when you were a student, or did that start later as a professional?
Actually, I joined La ESA when I was a freshman. So
Okay,
to me, being part of La ESA and the leadership and everybody else being going through the same things that I was going through, it was a great help throughout the 4 years and a half that I actually was a city college.
so can you explain what LISA is?
Yes, La ESA is the Latin American Engineering Student Association. They actually are a chapter of the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers, SHIP. And it's basically as student organizations, we have them across the country, different chapters. And what they do is we just get together. We get help from the alumni, even from the SHIP, national, to basically learn how to be leaders, to learn how to develop ourselves within the STEM. um, There I was able to participate and host workshops, more career fairs, learn how to build my resume, learn how to dress for success, attend conferences. 2 years within the organization, actually formed part of one of the conferences called the Eastern Technical Career Conference. They no longer have it. But I was the student registration there for a few years with my friend at Edward Montenegro. And I learned so much. We had to really focus on getting all the students, 1,300 students, ready for the conference and make sure that they were there and everything was getting done. It was mostly about teamwork, and if you needed help like tutoring, we have people there that were always willing to help. We had the best team ever at LISA. I cannot really thank them enough for everything that I learned and everything that I was able to achieve with them.
That is a huge plug for LISA. Like, if you were if you were struggling or anything, it seems like okay, those are all the things you need to succeed, and it seems like you got them. Um,
Yes.
so I know SHIP is nationwide. It's growing every day, um, and like we heard, that's part of what Solas and SHIP kind of what they do. Um, so did you become so you became professional? What did you do after in SHIP? Were you active with SHIP? Because I know they have a student chapter that goes into a professional track, the professional chapter.
Yes, actually, when I graduated, I was part of the executive board of SHIP NYC Professional Chapter, and I was able to experience a different world. But to me, I do love the things that they do as professional chapter. But I prefer to actually continue helping the student chapter. Like I still go back almost every year, and I help them build the resumes, provide them workshop. I bring my boss with me to make sure that he also teaches them new things. And it is just we have also high school students uh, conference every year too, that we provide help for the high school students to get acquainted to STEM program. I also provide sponsorship for them to go to the conferences every year We have actually an alumni group, and we do alumni roundtables where we help them how to build their yearly calendar to
Oh,
help them
okay.
succeed throughout the year. So I'm always in contact with them, and they also, so many things that they do. I try to be there. They have fundraiser events. We all try to attend as much as we can in order to support them.
Yeah, a lot of it seems like it's paying back to the community because you
Yes.
received all this help, and now that you're a professional, now that you're stable, you're not a broke student like we kind of say. You can
Yes.
kind of give back, and that's amazing. That's actually what kind of part of life, what it is giving
Yes.
back to people that okay, you went through it. Now it's time to give back.
Yes.
Did you have any internships while you were at CCNY?
Actually, I did. Thanks to La ESA, I found
Oh,
I
there we
did an
go. Another plug.
Oh yeah, we actually do everything. We have in the conferences. You can get the internships either through our like programs that we find in the school, or you can do it through shared conferences. That's how we usually get our internships. Through La ESA, I was able to find this internship with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. NOAA. They were doing. I went to the National Ice Center actually, and they took me for 2 summers.
Oh,
So I guess
wow.
they liked
Okay.
my work. Yes, I went there for 2 years, two different the years, and it was a great experience. I was in Washington, Maryland, actually,
Okay.
Suitland, Maryland, in a Navy base. Military follows me. What can I say?
Yes. So what did you do in your internships? Were you how was that transition? Because you're a student now going to work for a company as an intern, but I've all the internships I've had, I've been very intimidated. How did you deal with that?
Well, when I got there, I was very scared. I actually went on my own. I didn't have anybody else from the organization or from college going with me, and I ended up living in a Catholic university in Washington
Okay.
D.C. on a dorm room, and I was the only girl, of course, again in
Oh,
the IT
yes.
department. So the guys were so sweet and very nice. So they taught me a lot about, their networking experiences, and I was able to do like inventory. I was able to manage some geodata, what they call, because they in charge of like handling all the geodata.
Correct.
Sorry, my headset's playing up.
It's okay.
Yeah, so it was a great experience. I really love it. They actually gave me a Navy coin, and that was very like a huge achievement for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how would you say, let's say you didn't get the internship or you didn't get any internships while you were at college. Do you think you would have gotten I know we're going to talk about Serco now, but do you think you had the same opportunity at Serco, or would it have been difficult, or how would have that been?
Um, I think when it comes to Circle, I got really lucky that actually found my boss and his wife at a city college career fair, and they were the one who they saw me talking to another company, and they were the one who called me and like, oh, I heard you looking for computer science. Would you like to come to an interview? So we connected right away. They did see I have experience, with the internships. They saw that I am very dynamic because I was in the or student organization. I was doing
Correct.
extracurricular things. I have everything that they were looking for. So it was, I think, internships. That's what we always try to let the students know. Make sure that you can get internships because they can either lead you to a job with the same company that you did the internship with,
Correct.
or they can let other people know that other organizations that you actually have the knowledge of incorporating yourself into the corporate world. So I think that's very important.
Yeah, definitely. It opens a lot of doors. It gives
Yes,
you, because everyone once they graduate will have that degree, that bachelor's of
yes,
science. But it's once you apply, how do you compete with other applicants who have also graduated with, let's say, computer science?
exactly.
So, um, so you out of CCNY, so it's called Cerco. How did you get that job? So did you start right away?
I
Did you
actually
get other offers?
Yes, I did. I got an offer from the National Oceanic Administration,
Oh, okay, yeah,
actually.
because you interned there, yes.
Yeah, so the reason why I actually graduated sooner because they wanted me to go there to work for them. But then
Oh,
they extended me an offer, and then I also had that internship. I mean, that interview with Serco, and I was like, should I stay close home or should I go to DC? And every time that I had to make a decision between going away from home and then staying here, I always pick staying here. So as you can see, I picked Circle.
yes. So you've been there already for,
Oh,
um,
sorry.
let's say you've been there for about 10 years. Well, close to 10 years. I know you sent me your resume by. You've done a lot there. Um, First, I guess let's explain what Serco is, and then we can go and dive into what you've done because you've done
Yes.
a lot there.
Yeah, I know. Circle is actually I started with SI International back in 2005, and then they became Circle when they acquired us in 2008.
Okay.
Circle is a British-owned company, and they actually we are the SI International became the IT services of Circle.
Okay.
They didn't have an IT department before that, and we are an army contractor. They have a lot of different contracts, but our division they do DoD, efforts.
Okay.
So I work actually in Picatinny Arsenal, New Jersey, in an army base. It's called Arctic.
Okay. So what are some, well, I imagine they're sensitive, but can you go on maybe a high level with some of the projects you work on? Um, so you said you're a project manager slash application system analyst, but did you get that right away?
Oh no. When I actually, when I it took me 2 years to become a team lead. Once I became
Okay.
a team lead, I had three people under me. I was always eager to learn, to show everybody, that I was capable of doing anything I was, put on the table. And I always tried to go that extra mile because I wanted it to show that this is who I was and that I can show more than anybody could see it. Um, I started like doing like like design documents that they didn't ask, suggesting things that they maybe didn't think of, um, helping my boss with things that he didn't ask for, just to be there for everybody and be that helpful person. And that's what helped me become project manager sooner than probably many other people that are there
Yeah,
now.
2 years. That's impressive. So yeah, going over and well, over and beyond. Um, so what's some of the major projects you've worked on?
I have worked for the Armament Sec, which is the software Armament Software Engineering Center.
Okay.
We do there's something called the CMMI. It's the capability maturity level integration. It's a way of how you should manage your projects in order for them to be successful and use the less amount of money. I was the one who maintained the website. It's called the POW, and that one it has a lot of different things. I wish I can show you, but I'm sorry I
Correct.
can't.
Yes. They're very
So
sensitive. Yes.
yes, then we also did another that it's like a document repository with
Okay.
a bunch of reporting tools that people could use to manage their projects, basically. And there's another one called Commander. It's also another repository, but this one is for the configuration management team. They need to store a bunch of files and they need to be able to retrieve them and see what they have inside. So it's basically like a mini Google search. So we did that
That's
also.
awesome. And then what
Yes.
technologies do you use to create this all? You mentioned web. Is this all web based?
Yeah, these two are web based, and we also have another web based. It's an RFID system. This one belongs to Serco actually, and we use .NET for all of them,
Okay.
and we use BB.NET actually,
Okay. I
and
know it
among
very
other
well actually.
technologies. Oh, you do BB too?
I do, yeah, VV.net.
You see, I love it. I love it.
Oh, it has
We
its
also,
pros and cons like every language.
I don't know. I guess because I've been doing it for so many years. Like when people tell me, "Okay, I want you to build this," I already built it in my head.
Oh,
It
see,
is
that's
just
that's how good you
weird.
are. That's why you in 2 years you went to leader to manager, right?
Yes, I guess.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
So I know also on your resume you said you do Flash ActionScript. How much is that do you do currently?
That's a new project, and I was so worried because I never done Flash. We took like introduction to Flash training, and then we need to like update a trainer for the army. So I was very stressed about it, but we got it done. I mean, it was easier for us because all we had to do first was just to update what was already there. So to me, it's always easier to recode for some reason than to build things from scratch. And then after that one, we built our own. So we did two, two for the price of one, like they say.
So I guess the reason I bring up ActionScript, or known as Flash, to kind of end users, is because I don't know if you heard recently, they had two security flaws, two actually huge security flaws, and Mozilla Firefox, the browser, actually blocked that same day access to all Flash. So I'm just kind of curious where the industry is kind of going now, because it's not the first time they've had security issues with Flash. So I don't know, just kind of get your ideas on that.
Well, we did a maintainability study, and we did tell the government, I think you should use either any Adobe Animation Edge Animation, I believe it was Animation Edge, or it uses HTML3 and JavaScript.
Okay.
The problem why we have to go with Flash is because we didn't have enough time. The task was a year, and they needed us to build both of them. So we didn't have enough time to build a new shell and to take all that content. You have actually 4 lessons. All that content into a new environment and then build a separate one for the other trainer that they needed. But we did tell them, if the next time you need a new trainer, we think you need to go away from Flash, because Flash is no longer being supported by Adobe. They already told us that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, because when you get a contract, you're giving when it should be done, and then a budget, and you have to kind of see, okay, what's the best solution with those constraints? Because the ideal solution would be developed with limited resources, right? But that's not
Yes.
the case.
Yeah, and we were not the original developers of the trainer, so it was hard for us to just take everything and rebuild it in another whole environment. It was just the platforms were not compatible at all. So it would take, I don't know how long it took them to build this trainer, but it probably was a few years.
Yeah, because and that's another major thing. You have existing code, existing work, and what are you gonna do? Kind of rewrite everything? It's kind of not efficient. So what kind of software development process do you guys follow?
We follow basically we usually follow the waterfall model.
Okay, that's a very traditional.
Yes.
Requirements.
Then you need to do the design documents, then you need to do the coding, then you need to do the pre-test, then you need to do the qualification test, then you need to do the building, and then of course maintenance.
Yes, that's always the last step.
Yes.
No, but it's very linear. Have you ever talked about maybe doing another kind of process paradigm, like such as Agile or XP or other things like that? I guess it's kind of hard with a existing contractor to kind of change their ways. But as a company, have you guys discussed that?
Well, usually we try to follow the same guidelines that the government do. So and since we're mainly doing web development in my team specifically, we try to follow the same pattern, because it seems to be working for us. Since they tell us, okay, I want this, but then they want it really fast, of course.
Yeah.
So we already have templates for everything. We know how everything is gonna go. So it is easier. We already know by the amount of work they give us how long it's going to take us. It's easier for us to estimate, since we've been doing following the same model for so long.
Yeah. That's very interesting, because more and more I see many companies, because I've been looking at just positions out there, open positions, and they're more asking for, let's say, Agile or kind of more another paradigm of doing software development. So I know you never stop learning. You got your master's recently. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I actually picked up my
master's.
diploma today.
Oh, awesome. Even better. So you got your master's in management information systems?
Yes.
Okay, so explain what that is exactly. What does that encompass?
Well, the management information system, basically, it just teaches you how to manage software development projects. It tells you, the corporate aspects of it, the account, they give us like economics and accountability. They give us risk management. They even teach us how to use Microsoft Project to
Okay.
manage your projects, and they give you like general courses such as database management. So, there's a lot of things that you can learn. It gives you basically allows you to take a project as a baby and make it a monster
Oh,
in
I
all
like
sense. I
that.
can actually go to corporate and work in any of those departments because at least I have an idea of what it takes to manage a project, not only as a software developer
Correct.
and not only as a team lead or a isolated project manager, but as a project as a company, how the company sees the project basically.
Oh, yeah, a different point of view, basically. So
Yes,
you
things that you
mentioned,
don't think about.
yeah, so you mentioned being part of maybe the executives. Is that kind of a dream a little? Because I think you're hinting at it. Or do you love
Um,
code and you always want to kind of write code?
when I started, I wanted to be a manager. I became a manager, a supervisor, a project proposal manager, everything you could possibly think of, I'm doing it. And then I started being afraid because I saw myself doing less software development and having to give everybody else the software development. So I talked to my
Oh,
boss
okay.
and I told them, I think I don't want to go away from development at all, just half and half. So I'm back again into doing half and half, and I'm happy. But he just mentioned a new program that Serco is trying to develop for supervisors, where we can probably be, project managers in a higher level, like corporate
Correct.
level. And I think I might be interested.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so to kind of tie that back in, is that why you kind of got your master's? Did you feel you were hitting a ceiling? How you can grow as a person, or why a master's?
I felt that it's, I went to this Ship and Sit dinner once, and they gave us a PowerPoint presentation when they showed the statistics of how many people um, get their masters and how
Mm-hmm.
many people get their Hispanic. I mean, stay with the bachelor's. And I believe I saw like only 10% of the people that graduate of us, they actually get their masters. I was like, you know what? I want to be part of that 10%. And
Oh,
that just planted that seed. Years later, I felt like I hit a wall, and I was like, okay, I already did my master's. I'm in here for like 5 years. What do I want to do in my life now? So I decided, let me try to do a master's. Maybe that's going to make a difference. Maybe that's going to give me that sense of more achievement that I have lost because I'm no longer doing anything very actively. I do trainings here and there, but it's not the same.
correct. So, so what's kind of next? So I know in the little bio you sent me, I'm going to quote you. I am a firm believer that we must continue our path to success and never give up on our dreams. So what's kind of your next dream? What's the future hold for you?
I have two paths. I can either go for starting my own business,
Oh, okay.
or I can either go for circle path of executive. I have no idea right now. I mean, I think I would like to have my own business, but I don't think I'll be doing it on my what I did my master's on or my career. I don't think so. So that's why I'm like, do I want to go to a different path now that I got my master's and everything? I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But I need to keep going.
Yes, yes, it's
That's the
always about
bottom
learning
line.
because so you don't kind of get bored. So you just have that motivation, kind of to grow as a person and things. And I definitely
Yeah.
see that from you. I see a trend. Um, so it's been amazing interviewing you.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that we may have missed?
I don't think so. I mean, we talked about my entire life.
Yeah. So no, this is awesome. Actually, interviewing a computer science, Hispanic especially, because it's like a minority within a minority of with the STEM fields, the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields. So thank you for your time.
Sure.
Um, I guess now we're gonna jump into to kind of wrap up the show, our tip, trick, slash hack of the week.
To me, we all need to have that drive of always trying to learn something new, always trying to be better. Even when people say, no, I don't think that's possible for you, if you believe in yourself, go for it. I've done it. I have learned so much over the years, from friends, from family, from work, from my own life experience. STEM is the best thing that I cause possibly happened to me. I'm very happy with the path that I have chosen, and I will, invite any of you to try it because you're gonna have a lot of fun. No matter which one you pick, you're gonna have a lot of fun.
It's always challenging and you're always learning. That's what's great about STEM.
Yes.
You never get
So-
bored. And hey, you might say, I might be a civil engineer one day. Hey, but then you might turn around and be a computer science like Betty.
See?
So my tip trick hack of the week is one that I kind of was asked maybe like 2 weeks ago by a friend. So when I was going through college, I know I wanted to come back to the Santa Barbara area. I was in the LA area, and I wanted to come back to the Santa Barbara area. And I used LinkedIn as a huge way to kind of look at positions, what was out there. But that's kind of straightforward, right? That kind of tip trick. But I use LinkedIn to kind of follow companies, specific companies in the Santa Barbara area. So every day while I was in college, I would go on LinkedIn, see what positions were available. Even though I had not graduated yet, I was a sophomore, freshman, I would kind of follow the companies. So once I got to my maybe senior year, I had a whole list of companies that I kept track on. So now all these companies, I can go to the websites and look for positions because throughout the 4, 5, 6 years, depends how long you were at the university, you would keep track of these companies that you're interested in. So if I actually pull up the browser, this is my LinkedIn page. So actually, if you go to the menu under interests, go to companies, and actually go to this following. Here actually I have a list of companies I was interested in since all throughout freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year. A lot of these are local companies. So you can see there are more. This is more like international, more bigger companies. But for example, QED is a local company. UCSB, these are all local companies. And I actually went to their websites my senior year and looked for positions. So this is just a good way to kind of keep track of possible companies you can apply for in the future. And yeah, I was recently asked like how many companies I applied to, and I could say I literally applied to all these companies because they either had a position or even I found a email or some sort of contact information on their website. And hey, it never hurts to ask. So I guess with that said, that's going to end our show. So again, Betty, Grullon, thank you for your time. Thank you for, I know it's late. You're in New Jersey?
Yes, I am.
Yes, on the 22nd floor. Is that correct?
16, actually.
Oh, 16. Sorry about that. You're
It's
high
okay.
up there. Well, yeah, with that said, thank you very much for listening to Tonight in STEM. Remember, you can go to YouTube. We have a channel.